Welcome to No Batter, the baseball podcast about baseball. I'm Max. I'm here with Josh and Tim. I think all three of us are sub-1 WAR radio hosts.
Yeah, I think we're all solid, like, quad A players here.
I think you might be giving us too much credit, and for that reason, we're sorry.
This is a dumb question for both of you. What counts as a large market versus a small market? Because during the cold stove this year, the White Sox, who are in the third biggest market in the country, behaved as if they were a small market team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's weird because they have the full media. So, like, what counts? So, like, large markets, right? Yankees, duh.
Yeah.
Dodgers,
Sure.
Cubs.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are the Giants a large market?
Ooh.
They're right on the fence.
Yeah, they're a cusp.
So the Bay Area, like DMA, if you guys know that term, it's the basically where your TV news lands,
Okay.
right? So if you watch like the San Francisco Oakland news, that's the number 8 sized market in the country, and they have 2 teams.
Okay.
Okay.
So like they feel like a big market team, though, right? Like
Not really. Well, it's because
They've been successful for a while.
I'm trying to put
That's why I think so, but no.
Yeah, I'm trying to put together sort of like a rough algorithm in my head for this. And what I'm landing on is a combination or like some heuristic around payroll size. Like payroll's going to have a lot to do
That's
with
what I
it.
take number one. Yeah.
But I take payroll as a proxy for TV market.
Maybe.
Because Boston, as a market individually, very small.
Very small.
But because they have all of New England.
Right.
Big.
So payroll TV market, also just share of interest. So Boston has all of New England.
Yeah.
There are no other teams in New England.
Which is why the large market second teams, Mets, A's, Angels, White Sox, all have to operate in this weird gray area.
Because
where
they're in
theory,
two-team towns.
They all feel they have a high upside, but none of them really do.
Yeah, because the A's and Giants are going to be competing.
Yeah. Like the Bay Area is not big enough for 2 teams.
No, God, no. It's really not. And then one of them is always going to sort of win out on the other and be hampered, which makes the Dodgers a little bit of an outlier that they actually have the market size they do.
Well, I mean, LA is the number 2 market in the country, and the Dodgers are by far the most popular team.
Okay, so basically, LA is big enough that it can support 1.5 teams.
Yeah.
So that makes sense for the A's.
Yeah.
The Angels.
Uh-huh.
The Los Angeles Angels of Angelheim. I would definitely put them as a small market team.
See,
Chicago,
I have them labeled as a second team, where it is a separate class from a small market team.
It's a team in a large market that has to operate, that has the budget of a small market
Yes.
team. So the Angels,
Which is why the
White
Pujols
Sox-
contract, to your earlier point, was such a hampering thing for that team.
Yeah. So what teams follow that though? I mean, it's what
Well, it's like I said, Mets, A's, Angels, White Sox.
Mets, A's, Angels, White Sox. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Just the 4 second teams. All right. So a small market.
Yeah.
Let's do some obvious ones.
Tampa.
Pittsburgh.
Sure.
All right. They're 24th biggest market. Baltimore.
When you're talking about market size, you mean television eyeballs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baltimore, number 26.
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Do Baltimore? I mean, Baltimore and DC
Separate.
Yeah.
It's Baltimore, Hagerstown, and DC is its own thing.
Okay.
Here's the weird part, though. DC, 6th biggest media market in the country.
Really? Not for sports.
No, for TV, so sports.
Weird.
Surprising. Wow.
Yeah. So, but they're a small market team, right?
The Nats?
A bigger TV market than the Oakland-San Francisco combo.
Yeah.
But they're
I'd
a small
cusp
market
them.
team, right?
They feel kind of cuspy to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're cuspy. They're like the Giants.
Okay.
Yeah.
San Diego,
Small.
Small, yeah.
29th. Cincinnati's 35th. Kansas City's 32nd. We get that.
Yep. Small. Shit, chili, good barbecue.
Tampa.
Respectively.
Tiny.
Tampa, I'm guessing, is a bigger TV market than it should
Tiny.
be because nobody should ever go outside in Tampa.
Tampa is the 11th biggest
What?
TV market by population in the U.S.
Yeah.
So you think about like all the shit we hear about how they can't draw. There's no one there. Like, no, man. Like they're
Well, they don't draw. They just
Yeah,
have
they
the potential
they
for
don't
it.
draw.
but like they're a solid mid-market.
What about
team.
Detroit?
Let me find.
Good shout. I would put them like.
Oh, so
12th.
I have them as a question mark. They are 14th, actually.
Oh,
Well
okay.
done. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, let me get through these small markets. Miami. How big is Miami?
For TV?
Yeah, as a TV market in the U.S. only. So cut out all the cool shit you can get from like international market.
TV.
They're
Miami-
16th again.
Yeah, I was going to say right in the middle.
Behaving like a tiny market, but it's like, no, man, you're fucking huge.
Miami,
like,
yeah.
go do this.
Okay, but also some of that is Miami having insane ownership.
Yeah, no, yeah. They're only allowed to sell the team to people who have brain worms. So it's how it works.
Exactly.
So Cleveland's 19. Like I said, Arizona's 12.
What?
Yeah, like we treat
Huh?
these like they're big.
I am surprised by the size of Arizona in that.
Phoenix.
Yeah. Minnesota's 15 and Kansas City is 32. Okay, so then I have these regional teams.
Okay.
So like a team that can represent more, even as the city is small, they get a bigger
St.
thing.
Louis?
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Toronto is all of Canada.
Yeah.
That's 30 million people.
Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Number 10 in Atlanta, but also they have the entire Southeast. Seattle is the 13th biggest media market in the U.S.
Really?
Pacific Northwest.
We treat them like they are. It's slightly bigger than Albany.
Yeah.
Red Sox, of course, behaves like a large market,
For sure.
and Colorado,
Colorado, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
17th. Yeah, 17th
that
biggest.
makes
But
sense.
yeah. So here are my big question marks. Dallas Fort Worth, the Texas Rangers of Texas.
That's a good one.
Big TV market, not a big baseball market. That's football territory.
Fair point. They're number 5. Same for Houston.
Yeah, same for Houston.
Houston
Yeah.
should be bigger. It's actually only number 7.
Huh.
Philly.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, where's Philly?
Philly
Top
is
10?
Philly is the 4th biggest media market in
Yeah.
the country.
Yeah, that makes sense to me because they're crazy.
But it's weird because they have half of Jersey
They're
and
crazy.
half of Pennsylvania and nothing else.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Think about
Oh
that
yeah,
media
because as
market.
soon as you get west of Philadelphia, you're into
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you're in
That's all-
Pirates territory.
Yeah. And you go south and you're in like O's, and north it's Yankees Mets.
Yeah.
So it's a really narrow like geographical area.
It's pretty dense though.
St. Louis.
How
How
they're
big
a big,
is St. Louis?
They're St. Louis itself is a market, or the Cardinals regional market? Because I'm guessing they're basically regional for everyone who isn't Kansas City.
I would
The
say
question
top
is,
15.
is St. Louis a big media market?
Yes.
That is a really good one. I would put them like at 10. Like if you set the over under at 10, I would have a hard time picking.
They are the 21st biggest media market.
No
They-
shit.
Whoa.
So the thing about that team, right? Like, they're an old team, and they had a big radio station, and the radio, it was KMOX, had a very, very strong radio transmitter that all of the Midwest could hear. So before there were any teams, like if you had a radio, you could always listen, and they're bigger than they feel.
Weird.
Detroit.
That's top 10.
It's. I don't know. Now I'm like my whole head is scrambled on this now.
I know, yeah. They're the 14th biggest media market.
Okay.
So basically, you've got like northern Indiana and Ohio.
Oh, we
Yeah.
already covered Detroit. We knew this one because I
Yeah.
said 12 and you said
Yeah,
close.
yeah,
It's
damn it.
14. That
Yeah.
was like 5 minutes ago.
Yep. So of that full list,
We're
though,
back.
knowing that they go as small as Milwaukee, who's the
Yeah.
number 36 market, and Cincinnati, who's the number 35 market.
How
in the
much
US.
of Milwaukee's own market does Milwaukee lose to Chicago?
The reason why they went to the National League was so they could have Cub fans come to their park. Yep.
So that much.
Yeah. But, Orlando is the 18th biggest market. Sacramento's 20, Portland's 22, Charlotte's 23, Raleigh's 25. Raleigh's actually making a big local push to get a team.
Huh.
There's at Raleigh MLB on Twitter, and they have a hat.
Oh, see you
That's
later.
pretty cool.
See you later, Oakland A's.
Like, it would, but it's the thing, like, it would make a lot of sense to eat into the geographic territory of the Braves, I guess.
Yeah.
That feels like Braves territory, but then it's like, I don't know. Like, how big is it?
It's a shame Hartford doesn't have a baseball team they can send down there.
It does. Yeah,
Got 'em.
Hartford doesn't make the list because Nashville's 27, Indy's 28.
Because it's a fucking train yard.
Yep. There's
Nashville's
no
27.
Yeah.
Wow.
A smaller city than you think it might be.
Yeah.
So it's this weird thing where like we look at these, like we talk big and small markets and you see teams behave in certain ways, but none of it actually lines up to population or actual market potential. There's this weird meta narrative on top of all of baseball that pushes into like this, like, oh, well, they can't afford that. And it's like, no, man, the fucking Marlins are they're a big market. Like, why aren't they doing something?
Oh, so how much? Yeah, how much of that meta narrative is, as you so eloquently put it, brainworms?
It's all brainworms. Outside,
Brainworms all the way down.
Thank you, Alex Jones. Oh, baseball Alex Jones, your new character.
Oh man!
Yeah, no.
Finally.
Information wars.
That would be an amazing 70s like music hit for them. That'd be great. No, it's such a weird thing that we treat these teams like they're tiny, and in fact they should be. They're just bad at business and bad at baseball.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to wonder, like, getting a team as a plaything, getting a team so you can try and make money, brainworms, getting a team so you can win.
Yep.
I wonder, like, this is a bit reductive, but in the same way that in NHL ice hockey, you've got fat player, skinny player, medium player.
As you do.
I wonder if you could kind of boil down MLB ownership in the same way.
Oh, yeah.
Of like, what is your intent with this team?
Mm-hmm.
And then what you will find that, like, how does that play against market size and market perception?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to make money, again, brainworms,
Yep.
do you go to a big market, medium market, or small market, and do you try and win, lose, or coast?
I probably look at general sports interest because, like, I think about this a lot here in Brooklyn, where like,
Sure.
the Nets as a fan base building project have failed, and the Islanders have failed so badly they're moving back to fucking Long Island. So like,
Oops.
Disaster.
they have the money, they have the market, they have the infrastructure. They don't have the sports fandom, and they have too much competition. So, like, a team like the Carolina Hurricanes in hockey, or maybe the Carolina A's when they move there, could work because there's so much less like competition.
I really hope they call them the Carolina Hurricanes.
You know they'll be the Durham Bulls because they should be the Durham
That
Bulls.
would
Oh,
be
man. Because that'd be some, like, Mighty Ducks level.
Well, you know that the Durham Bulls have been a real team for 120 years, right?
I thought they were a AAA team for the
Yeah.
Rays.
Yeah. Yeah, you just keep that name.
I would like that so much.
But they'd be the Carolina Bulls probably because they wouldn't want to like
Yeah.
some dumb person tells them that that's important.
Like, their logo will be a triangle with little bull horns.
Sure.
I wouldn't root against them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd get that hat.
Yeah,
That'd be a sucky hat.
yeah. But like it's
Well, we need the Mexico City team.
ooh, get them there. Or I'll take. Wait, so
Or San Jose. I still think San Jose's is the smartest thing either of you have ever said.
it's true. Wait, did we talk about this though? That there's going to be some major league games in Monterrey, Mexico this year.
Really?
Yeah, and
Exhibition or real ones?
real ones in April during the middle of the week. And just like it was in San Juan last year in Puerto Rico, it sounds like such a fun time to go visit as a baseball fan. But then it's like, by the way, you got to take 4 days off of work to make this happen. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Meanwhile, Major League Baseball. We tried it. It failed.
Can't do it now.
Well, there's a game in
Assholes.
Japan this year, right? And
Yeah.
Ichiro's playing. He's like coming out of retirement for like 1-2 games. That is
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
that is
that's
awesome.
outstanding.
I mean, like, that guy's like the picture of cool. Like, he's just the fucking best.
Yeah,
He's got to be like what, 43?
Yeah.
easily.
Well, and he's jacked as hell and can still play. It's just
1% body fat.
I don't want to live that life.
No, I like food and drinking too much.
I wouldn't want to do a podcast on 1% body fat. That would be fighty and unpleasant.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Oh God, look at us.
Yeah.
What a fucking motley crew.
It's terrible.
Is it time to take a commercial break and then possibly discuss our friend, the good old player empirical comparison and optimization test algorithm?
Believe it is.